Okay, let's take a look at one-dimensional collisions and look at two masses, like these could be like steel ball bearings or pool balls, although most pool balls are exactly the same size. But we'll have them colliding, and both of them could be moving. And before and after, we'll assume it's an elastic collision, which means that not only is momentum conserved, but so is the kinetic energy. So what does that look like equation-wise? Well, if we have mass A and mass B, and they're both moving, now they could be moving towards each other. They could be moving any which way, but velocity is a vector, so you'd have to put the numbers in, negative or positive, depending on the direction. So this is before the collision. After the collision, supposedly their velocities will change. I've tried to draw them with different length arrows. So this is the velocity of mass A initially. That's what the subscripts stand for. Mass subscript A is mass A. This is the velocity of mass B initially, velocity of mass A after the collision final, and the velocity of object B or mass B after the collision or final. So this first equation is a statement of the law of conservation of momentum. This is the initial momentum of object A, initial momentum of object B. So this is the total initial momentum before the collision. And likewise, this would be the total momentum after the collision. The bottom equation is the conservation of kinetic energy. So this term is the initial kinetic energy of object A, initial kinetic energy of object B. So this would be the total kinetic energy before the collision. This would be the total kinetic energy after the collisions. We can look at a simplified case to start with, where we let one of the objects be sitting still, like object B. If we let it be sitting still, then it has no velocity, and this whole term is gone, both from the momentum and the kinetic energy. So if we look at that case and we want to know how the velocities after the collision are related to the initial velocity and the masses, we can solve these two equations for VA final and VB final. So let's work towards that goal. So we have these two equations that I brought over from the previous screen. We'll do a little bit of manipulation here. First thing we'll do is move this MA term here over to the other side. So it looks like this. That way we can factor out the MA and have VA initial. This is the initial velocity of object A and the final velocity of object A. So we're going to use that equation, and then on the kinetic energy equation, we'll multiply through by 2 to get rid of the halves, and then move the VA final term over to the other side. So it looks like this. We can factor out the MA like we did before, and we get this term, which if you've done enough algebra, you realize that that's just the difference of squares. So we could factor that to look like this. Maybe you can see where I'm pointing now, because I have that term up here and this one here. So I could easily substitute that in. So we'll pull these two terms to the next screen, I think. Okay. So I'm going to take those two equations and I'm going to divide the top equation by the bottom equation. I know it seems weird, dividing equations, but you can do that. So notice what will cancel when I do that. The MA term here will cancel. This whole parentheses will cancel with this one. The MB will cancel, and one of the velocity final for object B will cancel. So that really reduces this equation. Now it gives you a very simple equation that relates the final velocity of object B with the velocities for object A. So we rearrange for the final velocity of object A, which is right here. And we'll substitute this VA final in for the VA final here in this bottom equation. Now, you have to sort of picture this. We still have MA, we still have VA initial, and I'm substituting in VB final minus VA initial in for this VA final, which gets rid of it. So I'm substituting that whole bracket in. And then we have our MB, or the final momentum of object B, still there. So distribute so that we can get rid of all these parentheses. Now, you're thinking now that's more than just distributing, but notice a minus VAI and a VAI, that's 2 VAI. That's where this 2 VAI comes from. You multiply it by MA. And then likewise, the VB final is negative multiplied by MA. So we have this term so far. Gather the VB final terms, this one and this one, over onto one side. Factor out the VB final and solve for it. So in other words, factor this to say MA plus MB all times VB final, and then divide by that. Notice it's divided here. So we have this equation, which gives us the final velocity of object B as it relates to the initial velocity of object A and their respective masses. So that gives us one of the final velocities, and we can substitute that back in to the equation. Just substitute it right here for VB final. So I'm substituting this whole thing in here for VB final. Notice the MB stays, and then the VB final gets replaced by all of this. Divide out the MAs here. They'll divide out, and we end up with this term. It's taking VA initial over to the other side. We're left with VA final on this side because we divided out the MAs. They cancel. That MA cancels that MA. And then I move the VA initial over to the other side. Leaves VA final negative. So when I multiply through by the negative sign, this is what you end up with. So use common denominator to subtract these terms on the right, because we got VA initial here. So to factor this, and we use a common denominator. So it looks like this. Just multiplying this term by MA plus MB and MA plus MB. That puts them over a common denominator, and we can factor the VA initial out, and we end up with this term. Because notice we have MA, and then we have a positive MB and a minus 2 MB. So that's going to leave us with a negative MB. So this gives us the equation for the final velocity of object A as it relates to the initial velocity of object A and their respective masses. So those are our two equations, and what they show us is what could happen in three possible scenarios. When the two masses are equal, notice when MA equals MB, MA minus MB becomes 0. So that means the final velocity of object A is 0. So when it slams into object B, it just stops. And object B, if you stick in that they're the same mass, then these two terms are the same. So you'd have 1. So this whole parentheses would become 1, and the final velocity of object B would equal the initial velocity of object A. So in other words, object A gave up all of its momentum to object B. It just stops, and object B. That's if their masses are the same. If mass A is less than MB, so think of it as this being a lot less mass than this, then object A's final velocity will be negative because MB is greater than MA. This term up here would be negative. So in other words, it bounces off of MB and goes in the opposite direction. And the velocity final for object B is just less than the initial velocity of object A. It'll go to the right, but it just won't be going as fast as object A was going when it hit it. Last case, where object A is greater than object B's mass. Here you would have this term would be positive. So what would happen is the final velocity of object A would just end up being less than it originally ended. It'd slow down. And then object B would move to the right.